welcome to the Postgame press conference. I'm joined by our winning coach, Coach Tim, and our best player of the game, Stephen Holt. Congratulations and happy Father's Day, gentlemen. Coach Tim, we saw Stephen come to life today on both ends of the floor. How do you like the players to further develop as well their game to better complement what you have already established?
Well, I'll speak well of Stephen here because he's sitting next to me, but if he wasn't here, I'd be saying bad things. This is Stephen all the time. I mean, this is Stephen at practice. If you guys came to our practices and watched Stephen, this is Stephen all the time. That effort he brings to both sides of the ball is really phenomenal. And he really leads by example. Tonight he had a really good shooting night and led us in that department. But usually it's the other things he leads us in. You know, the defense, the ball movement, getting to the board, getting back on defense, which was crucial for us tonight. That's the stuff that he usually leads us with.
Thank you, Coach Tim. Now, Stephen, from the get-go, we saw you do many things on the floor and establish that you're not just a great defender, you can score as well. Or what would you give credit to for your inspired game?
Just our mentality in practice, just setting the tone. We want to play our best basketball at the end of the year. It's the last game of the eliminations, and so we just wanted to finish on the right note. Just continue this momentum that we have, and then again, it's our third try of trying to win a championship, so we understand the task at hand, and every detail now matters to us.
Thank you, Stephen. Now we would like to open the floor for friends from the press.
Coach Tim, congratulations for getting the last twice to be advantage. Now with the playoffs underway on Wednesday, you're going to face Converge in the twice to be advantage. Your thoughts on facing them? Beat them by 19 in the last out-of-town game.
Well, they have two really solid bigs that are really hard to handle and match up to. So, we know them a little bit because we played them already and we played them out of town. But Japhet played a big game back then, and he's obviously going to need to do that to battle those two bigs. We're going to need a big game from Japhet. But bottom line is we're just going to prepare ourselves and try to go out and just win one game. And that's really, we're just thinking about one game, not twice to beat, but we're just thinking about one game and winning that.
Stephen, you guys won your last 3 games, all of them against the big teams. What does it say about your team finishing this strong and going to the playoffs with momentum?
I just feel like we handled that loss to Morocco beautifully. I mean, it doesn't matter how, when things are going well, it's how you respond to adversity. So we watched that film, talked about it in practice, and that kind of springboarded us to, winning these 3 games in a row. So we're confident for a reason. It's through our work, through our teamwork, and our commitment to each other. Again, we've been in a situation before this whole entire conference, just trying to get to the finals, and now we have to just finish our work and try and get this thing done.
Coach Stephen talked about this conference, Ginebra getting a crack again at the championship. Can you talk about the competition in this conference, especially with the top four teams having the same record?
Well, I just think it's really a toss-up, but I still think that you have to go through San Miguel to win a championship in the Alto Filipino, and and they're going to be in our bracket, so we have to get through them. But even before we even start thinking about that, we just have one game to play, and that's going to be that's just what we're going to be focused on, just one game, and that's the one we have on, I think, Friday. So anything beyond that is something that we really don't want to talk about. We don't want to talk about where we're going. We want to talk about how we're going to get there. And right now, it's just that one game we got to play, and we get prepared as we can for one game.
Stephen, tonight you had 27 points. When you're player, this is like a norm for you. in Ginebra, you're more of a defensive guy, but you can have this kind of games. How important is it to be, having these offensive contributions, whether it's 27 or maybe 15 or whatever?
I mean, all that matters to me is as long as we win. I mean, it wouldn't matter if I had 27 and we go lost. I mean, that's just kind of the culture we have. That's why I fit in so perfectly. I'm an unselfish player. Coach gets on me when I don't shoot and be aggressive. And so, if I can just, up my ante on the offensive end, continue to be aggressive, we already know I'm going to be sound and trying to lead our defense. So again, everyone has to add that little 1% for us to get over the hump and get a championship. So, yeah, it was a good reminder to everybody in the league that I can still score the basketball.
What would you like to add about something? Would you like to add a bit?
Like I said earlier, I mean, he was talking about it. Our whole idea is to be unselfish. So, we're not going to lean on one guy all the time to try to lead us. So, it could be RJ's night, it could be Scotty's night, it could be Steven, it could be Japet, Jamie. We don't try to pinpoint someone to say come out and have a big night. Steve worked really, really hard. He worked really, really hard to get open, and his teammates found him, and he knocked down shots. And when somebody's knocking down shots, you continue to look for him. And we're all excited every time he got the ball tonight. So it's not going to be like that every night, but if you're playing a 7-game series, you got to have different guys every night. You can't have the same guy trying to do it. Even like when we had Justin, it was the same idea. Whoever's going to have that night, we're going to live on that guy. And tonight it was Steve's night. But the other part of it is, even though Steve had that kind of night tonight on the offensive side, he did not let go of his defense at all. One little ounce. He was locked in defensively. He was locked in on getting back. He had 12 rebounds tonight to lead us. So, his scoring is awesome, and I really enjoy it, but I can't tell you how much I love the other stuff that he does and what he brings to the team.
And that's also our post-game press conference. Thank you and congratulations once again to Barangay Ginebra.
Thank you. Thank you.